color in general is something that sort of creates emotion. It's something that affects you also physically. So my name is Svensson. I work as a range identity leader here at IKEA.
So my name is Wiklund and I work as an expression portfolio developer.
What people maybe don't know, sort of being on the outside, is sort of all the love and the passion that goes into developing a product here at IKEA. I think that is fantastic. I wish that everyone would have a workplace like this.
When I came in here, first thing I also took with me, I think it was my first week actually at IKEA. I felt it was just, I said, it's a world of opportunities.
I mean, it's such an amazing way of impacting people's lives, working with color and sort of helping people to actually bring color into their life. So I would say that it's a major part of how we see sort of form and design and so on at IKEA. But then it's not only about one color at a time, it's a lot about sort of how you combine color and work with color in combination with each other.
It's influencing every single minute we are working here. The colors has a huge impact, both in if we're going to quality assure it or if we're going to decide what we want IKEA to be known for, or if we want it to be an affordable offer. No, it's huge. It's in all dimensions, I think.
Often we maybe work more with sort of primary colors with higher intensity, because it's very much part of our identity and the type of company that we are. Since we see that we are sort of identifying ourselves as quite an optimistic company, we want to be playful, we want to be sort of innovative and explorative.
And then we need to make sure that we can or secure that the quality of this IKEA identity can also be produced in the production side. So we need to make sure what we intended to do is what we also can actually produce. So the whole value chain knows about the NCS color system.
People use a lot of words to describe color, but one word might not mean the same thing to someone else. But if you can actually say, you know what, it's this hue and this nuance, then there's sort of no room for interpretation. You know that you're sort of referring to the same thing, that you're sort of wanting the same color for a certain purpose.
Kind of thing.
It happened quite some years ago, but I can sort of figure why they actually made that decision, and it's based on the fact that there are a lot of different ways of communicating color, but NCS is the only sort of systematic way of working with it, and I think that sort of clarity that gives is of course an important part of why that decision probably was taken in the first place. Working with something that is sort of built in a systematic way means that if there is a certain color that we would like to change, we would like to tweak it or bring in something completely new, then of course it's easy to find what you're looking for, to be more efficient, be quicker on sort of, actually it's not this that we want a slightly lighter nuance of the same hue, or no, it's actually a different hue, but that same nuance and so on.
It's a good system that also creates knowledge whilst you're working with it. So you understand the logics, we understand the concept, and then we can take that knowledge and move further out.
We have somewhere in the region of 90 colors that we work with, and out of those we change maybe 8 or 10 each year. Often the NCS system is a starting point, but then of course we create our own color portfolio.
The album is of course a starting point and where we can actually easily access things.
Then later on in the process, when we have defined colors and so on, we've made them available also as A4 sizes then for other parts of the organization, and to look at it sort of and understand a little bit more what it will look like on a bigger surface.
And as a tool for our product developers in this work that they are doing, we have put an NCS fan where you can actually see what are the colors that I'm working within, how do I get the range coordination, what I'm going to aim for when I'm looking for this green or this pink, or what is typical IKEA. So it's an indicator, and it's a very loved one, a shortcut to get to a proper coordination of the range, but then also to stay within the IKEA identity. I'm very, very pleased to be working for this kind of company and have this collaboration so we can utilize the knowledge from both with NCS and for IKEA, that we do it stronger together. And it has taught me a lot to understand the color sphere, so I can also communicate with the rest of my colleagues to how do we understand color, why is it behaving in a different way. Yeah, to understand the personality of color itself. Yeah, in the end we are selling physical products, so of course it needs to be, that's our end goal. We need to be analog and we need to be physical to see and to match and coordinate. And then of course the digital side is allowing us to be very efficient and effective. And again, this common language, so we can actually communicate and talk about the same thing. We can always have a reference point, and that's good to have an NCS then, that is well known and recognized.
The fact that we have a go-to system, that means that our sort of partners in-house, product developers, designers and so on, external partners, of course it makes it easier, it makes it clear what it is, and also communicating or sort of commenting on a sample when you get a sample for approval, for example. It's also easy to sort of explain then, okay, but actually here it's the nuance so-and-so that is wrong, or here it's actually that it's not the correct hue of the color. So it becomes quite systematic and sort of clear also to work with finding the exact color and approving samples.
Yeah, we can also measure it. It's a good thing. It's a tool sometimes also when we are using it to measure it, and then you can also go back and say, is this actually the closest NCS or is it another NCS? It's always the baseline, or like, the bullseye. This is what we're aiming for.
The one that we work with the most is actually the NCS album. Being able to pull colors out, look at them and work with them, putting them side by side, that is sort of a value of its own.
And you can compare, put them back. It's a good working method as well too.
If we look externally, there has been a lot more movement towards brighter colors, which is of course good for IKEA because it's in many ways part of our identity. But there has become sort of more clarity in colors, less sort of dull or sort of grayish tones. Things have become a little bit brighter, which I find really, really refreshing. Since we want to sort of work with more and more recycled materials, more new and innovative materials that we maybe haven't tried before. So of course that means that having a systematic approach to color becomes even more important.
Bold. Dare to be IKEA. Yeah.
At the moment I am a little bit more in love with sort of these yellowish green sort of acidic tones at the moment. I really find them really interesting and really lovely. Yeah, that I think is my sort of favorite.
My favorite in this is actually this. It reminds me of something that a little bit like hopeful and playful in all combinations. I think purple is actually a very nice color.